The Banshee Singer was released in the Video Bandmates Series 1, and she retails for anywhere between $2 and $2.50. She's got a nice hairpiece and a cool leg piece that combines translucent and opaque greens. The Genie Dancer was released in that same series. She's worth a little bit less, usually hovering around the $2 mark. Nevertheless, her colors are pretty cool with the purple, teal, and magenta. Kinda adds to a really nice minifigure. The Disco Boy, whatever you want to say, also came out in Series 1. Definitely my least or second least minifigure of this entire theme. He's just kinda plain, I don't know. The Red Panda Dancer is also not expensive, not the greatest. All of these Series 1 minifigures are going to be, anywhere between $1 and $3. Not a whole lot. They were really on sale for a long time. One of my favorites, though, is the Simo Rapper. I kind of like the name, but he goes for about $1.50, so he's not too expensive. These Series 1 ones are definitely cheap. I really feel like you could use that helmet and other things, though. It looks really cool. Next up, we have the Werewolf Drummer, who probably the best one in this first series. This is something that you could use in a Halloween build. It's very reminiscent of Monster Fighters or something else werewolfy. The Alien Guitarist from Series 1, also not the greatest. This one's probably the cheapest of all of them, and it reminds me of that show Yo Gabba Gabba, if any of you guys are old enough or young enough to remember that. Whatever that orange alien's name was. Next up we have the Shark Singer, who's got some salmon-colored mohawk on top of his teal shark body. Looks pretty cool. This guy's also very cheap, also from Series 1. The printing is immaculate, but I'm not sure where you'd use it in, say, a mock. Next up is DJ Cheetah, also from Series 1. This guy just creeps me out. I don't know, the colors just don't look right to me, and his eyes are just scary. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. The Ice Cream Saxophonist is really cool. Still a Series 1, but this one's one of the $2 ones, so you know it's one of the better ones. I think it's really neat how the head looks like it's dripping down and the top of the hair is kind of covered in that hot fudge. Next we have the Bunny Dancer, Series 1 again, worth about $1, and this one just feels like it violates my very soul. I wish I could reach through the computer screen and just punch it. I hate this one. It just looks so goofy. Last and certainly not least for Series 1, we have the Cotton Candy Cheerleader. Some really cool light pink and light blue color going on, and definitely something you could use in an actual city or something. Worth about $2, so you know it's one of the better ones. Next up we have the Metal Dragon, and if my calculations are correct, this one is the second most expensive, worth about $50, maybe $40 on a good day. Super cool. He came in the Metal Dragon Beatbox, which retailed for $20. Next up is the Folk Fairy, also from a Beatbox. All of them retailed for $20. This one goes for about $4 right now. I really like the wings. That clear blue plastic is really nice, and the colors on this one are pretty good. Next up we have the Party Llama, and so to speak, this is kind of the mascot of the theme, if you will. He's worth probably about $4, depending on who you ask. He was worth probably about $8 at one point, also came in a Beatbox. Next up we have the Hip Hop Robot, worth about $3. This guy's got some arms that hold his microphone. I really like the hairpiece, but the rest of him is just kind of meh. The gold torso is a little bit cool. Next up we have the Candy Mermaid, who has sort of a lovely waffle cone looking tail and a ice cream looking top. She's worth just under $3, nothing too special here. I really like the hair, and this one's one of the cooler ones. Next up we have the Alien DJ, and he's not exactly my favorite. He looks really cool under the right lighting, but other than that he's just okay. Just kind of blue looking dude. He's about $2, so nothing special here. He also came in a Beatbox, as well as the Unicorn DJ, who is worth slightly less, about $2 still, but this one's not the greatest. I like it, but, it looks like a unicorn. What else can you ask for? It was worth buying on clearance. And finally, the last of the Beatbox minifigures, we have the Punk Pirate, who unfortunately is one of the least expensive ones, but is one of the coolest. Or maybe that's good news for you if you guys are looking to collect this one. He's got just really great torso and leg printing. And next up we have the Zombie Dancer, who is the first from the Series 2 bandmates. This guy is worth about $6 to $9 depending on the condition. Some really cool like skin color on this guy. Not the best printing. Next up we have the disc Cowgirl, worth about $5 or $6. I really don't like this one. Her counterpart is my least favorite in the series again, so at least this one is mildly better, I guess. I think the hair is kind of less useful though. Next up, DJ Captain from Series 2. This one's actually pretty cool, between $7 and $8. The counterpart to that punk pirate DJ or whatever. Really cool looking all around. Some great printing on this one. Very nice. Next up we have the Karaoke Mermaid, between $8 and $10 depending on the condition. And this one looks like it could fit right in a Ninjago build or something. Super cool. Love the little mermaid tail. And the chopsticks and the hair are really nice. Next up we have the Vampire Bassist. Probably what used to be the most expensive one. $25 to $30. These were a very limited release. You can go watch my I Bought a Minifigure episode on them. That's why this one's so expensive, but she's super rad. Next up we have DJ Beatbox. He's about $6. This guy's got nothing too special except the front of his face is kind of clear, which looks kind of cool. The gold is very similar to the other one I showed you previously. Next up is the Slime Singer. This guy is $15 to $20. Well deserved. He's super cool looking with that transparent green. Very nice. Series 2 definitely has the best minifigures in the theme, and this is among the best of them. Now as for the worst of them, we're talking about the Carnival Dancer from Series 2. This guy's worth $6, and he's just got some terrible color going on. They don't really match with that orange and green. I'm just not a fan of this one. But of course, you can't have the good without the bad. And the good would be the Dragon Guitarist. This guy is by far the most expensive in the series, and of all the theme, he's about $100, $120, depending on who you ask. Absolutely stunning. Probably my second favorite of them all. Now, the Puppy Singer is also Series 2. I don't know, this guy gives me the same vibes as that DJ Cheetah. He just doesn't look right to me. Fortunately though, the colors are a little bit more harmonized on this one, and he looks really good aside from the face. Next up from Series 2 we have DJ Raspberry. This one's super cool, about $9. All that transparent pink looks great. I really like it, and I would just kill for LEGO to make a gummy bear minifigure in one of the series packs. Finally, for the Video Bandmates Series 2 we have the Alien Dancer. This one's very similar to the Series 1 Alien. Still just alright. Fortunately, this one's about $6 and has a lot less of that Yo Gabba Gabba type stuff going on. Finally, we're getting into the real meat of the collection, the minifigures from the sets that nobody bought. This is the Blueberry Guitarist. One of my favorite minifigures, super cool looking legs, kind of like a Force Ghost. He's about $3 and worth every penny. Next up we have the Shark Guitarist, also worth about $3. He's slightly less cool than his other counterpart, but he's got a black head instead of a blue, so maybe if that's what you enjoy more, he's cooler. He's got some exquisite printing, however. Next up we have the Candy Ballerina. Very reminiscent of the Candy Mermaid, except she's a lot less cool because she's just got a tutu instead of a mermaid tail. But she's about $3, and the hair and tutu are exclusive, so. Next up we have the Flying Unicorn Singer. This one is only cool because of the wings, and I mean the wings are just stellar. They look like some nice angel wings, but the rest of the minifigure kind of creepy. A little bit like Twilight Sparkle if you know who that is. I plead the fifth. Next up we have the Basbot. He comes in one of the two sets that I actually own, and he's about $2.50. He's got a kind of nice white hood piece, but other than that, he's just alright. He comes with that same hair piece, but it doesn't look quite as good in white. Next up we have the Squid Drummer, who looks absolutely radical, kind of like Davy Jones in the Pirates of the Caribbean. I really like his head, definitely the best part about him, but his printing is also really cool, and he's about $4. Next up we have the Sbot, and if you like it, you like it. It's about $2, and I personally just think it's a mediocre minifigure. The hair's kind of nice, but other than that, it's literally just okay. Kind of like the robots from the LEGO movie. Next up is the Fairy Singer, and she's pretty good. I really like the wings. Again, those are kind of the saving graces of these minifigures, but she's worth about $3. This is definitely one that was more geared toward girls with that pink and purple, but I don't mind it. Next up we have the bunny guitarist, who looks the exact same as the other one, worth about $2. An absolutely awful minifigure, but quite punchable. Next up we have the Mermaid Violinist, one of the more cool ones from the stage sub-theme, the ones that come in the sets at least. This one's about $4 to $5, came with the squid guy, definitely a cooler set. It's one that I'm glad to own. Next up we have the Alien Singer, who's about $3 to $4, very average looking guy, just like the white one earlier. It's just a evil sort of counterpart. Not that there's any real thought behind it. Next up we had the Leopard Guitarist, and he's worth $2. And what can I say, guys? The price tells you how desirable these minifigures are. This guy's not worth a whole lot to anyone. I mean, the color combination? Yuck. Next up we have the Kitten Guitarist. This one's worth about $2 to $3. It's kind of the same one as the last one, but pink. And I don't know, something about it is just a lot better. I can't really elaborate. And finally we have the Vampire Guitarist, who I quite like, and I find that he's trading at a kind of discount of $2 to $3. Not as good as the Vampire Bassist, but still quite cool. And that about wraps it up, guys. LEGO Vidiyo is a theme that was discontinued. A lot of people were hating on it, but a lot of people also like it. Most of the time it was on clearance, but the Series 2 had a very limited release, and that's why it's so expensive. So it's weird to see a theme where, half of it is super expensive and the other half is super, super cheap. Let me know what you guys think about this video in the comments, or let me know if you want to see more videos like this. This is the first video in what I hope to be a series, so if you guys have any feedback, leave it in the comments. Also, make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and consider subscribing, as that's always appreciated. That's all I have for you right now, so I'll see ya.